Hey now, Adam Reaver, fu-tone.com, back with you. I'm going to do a block install for you. As promised, I'm going to be upgrading a lot of our old crappy videos with less crappier videos, but hopefully this will help you do a big block install. So I'm going to kind of skip through this, but I'll touch on all the bullet points. And if you just follow along with me, use pause, do each step one by one, you'll get there. And if you have any questions, you could always reach out to me, call, email, whatever you need. So today's guitar, we're going to use this Jackson PC1 30th anniversary amazing guitar. Thank you, Phil Collin. And this is going to be a lot of fun for me. So guitar is completely stock as is. We're going to replace the stock block. You see there's a 32 in there. There's room for a 37. And we're going to replace it with a 37 millimeter titanium big block. Here we go. First step is going to be to remove the bridge. And we'll start up at the top. We'll loosen the nut. Loosen the strings. You can replace the strings at this point, but we're going to leave these on. I'm just going to put a little piece of tape right over them to hold the strings for me there. And take the arm off of the tremolo. We're going to remove the springs with the spring hook tool. And we have the bridge off of the guitar. Step 2, we're going to note the intonation of the bridge. So I'm gonna make a reference of where we're at with this. And you could draw it out, you could sketch it. Another way I like to do it, the easiest way, just take a little picture, straight on with it. Poof, got a picture ready to go. Next, we're going to disassemble the bridge. So, I'm gonna back these out. Then we're going to remove the saddle mounting screws. Keep the saddles in order so you know that you can put them back the right way. The saddles create an arc, if you weren't sure of that, meaning the two outside saddles are lower than two up and two up. So the two highest in the middle, next two lowest, and outside on the lowest, creating the arc. Then I'm going to take off the 3 block mounting screws. Cute, right? Funny. So we're going to replace this with this. Next off into your scrap heap is this little guy. Complete tone sucker. You don't need it. Throw it away. You know, and footnote, these old blocks are not completely useless. You know, I could put wrenches in them, and I use it as a little wrench holder. Tape them together, and so they do have a function. They just don't sound good. So let's put the bridge back together with the new block. The spring holes should be facing forward towards the nut, so it'll go together like that. So I'm going to take a block mounting screw, tension plate, line it right up onto the new block. We're going to put the saddle mounting screws on. Put the saddles back on in the exact same order. Going to just start the thread of the string lock screws. Now I'm going to go back to my reference photo just to get an idea of where I was for intonation. Even though we're going to intonate the bridge, let's just get it back close to where, okay, got it back where I wanted to be. Now we're going to put the bridge back in, hold it on its posts, give it a little flip over like that. Using our spring hook tool, I'm going to start this one off with 2 springs. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to refloat this bridge. We're going to block it for the setup, and then we're going to refloat it for the end. Put the trim blocker in the back for now. I'm going to put the inserts back in the saddles. Obviously, we're going to upgrade these. Reconnect the strings. Okay, before we intonate this guitar, and remember this is going to be a floating setup, so what I want to do is I want to block the bridge, even temporarily, to do my setup, to do my intonation, and to do my work. So there's a couple of ways to do this. You could have the tremolo stopper in the back. You can engage it if you have a tremolo. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways. Sometimes I'll find a screw or something just the right thickness to fit the spot between the cavity and the block. So in this case, let's see what that screw did. Too much, a little too thick. So here's an old trick that I like to do. I'm going to use some guitar picks. Let's see what this does. That's just the right amount to hold temporarily. Now, I also want extra spring tension. I don't want this moving during setup. So I'm going to attach another spring. And then I'm going to increase the overall tension here. I'm going to put way more tension on this bridge than it requires, just for setup. Floating guys, don't panic. I'm going to get you back there. So that's nice and tight. That's perfectly level to the body. I like that. You could have it a touch back is okay, but never leaning forward. I like that. So we're going to go with that. So right now this bridge is blocked level to the body. I'm going to set the fine tuners at about 50%. Okay, remember, blocked, level, nice stable working environment. Now I'm ready to work on the bridge for intonation. And I will show you the proper intonation technique. So let's set this guitar up for standard tuning. Okay, and I'm always going to keep checking to make sure my block is stable, meaning the bridge is stable here and I'm not pulling it up off of the block. So let's intonate. First I'm going to intonate the E string. I'll show you how to do one string, then you can do them all. So I'm going to tune the string open. I'm going to hit the 12th harmonic on the E string, and then I'm going to fret the note at the 12th fret. The difference between the 12th harmonic and the fretted note will tell me if I need to move my saddle and which way. I always work with my headstock to the left. If the fretted note is sharper than the 12th harmonic, I move the saddle away from the nut. If the fretted note at the 12th is flatter than the 12th harmonic, I move the saddle closer to the nut. Kind of follow my tuner as a rule of thumb. So I have open, 12th harmonic. So that's moving slightly sharp on the fretted note. I'm going to take the tension off of the saddle by loosening the string. I'm going to loosen the saddle, and I'm going to move the string back about 1 millimeter because it was very close. Open, 12th harmonic, fretted 12th. Same note. I'm good. Repeat that across all 6 strings. Once you have the locked in note, slide your string out of the way and give your saddle mounting screw a nice little snug twist. Okay, I'm level, I'm blocked, I'm intonated. Here's the refloat, here's the secret, here's the whole thing. Again, in tune, intonated, blocked. I'm going to remove the extra spring and the picks. The whole bridge is going to go sharp because of the tension. Just press down the bar a second. Actually, with the extra spring, we might have knocked it the other way when I took that off. Here's the secret. I'm going to tune the A string of the guitar by tightening or loosening the claw screws. When I find the A in tune with the screwdriver, that's our beginning position, our ground zero. So let's see where it is. G sharp, watch this. I'm going to tighten these 2 screws back and forth. Supporting the guitar with my left hand, plucking the A string with my finger. And once I get that A to hold, I'm exactly back. That's your ground zero spot. That's how you get back there. That's the basics of the block change. If you have any questions, give me a call. Hope this is helpful.